The Bimbilla constituency is a very crucial one. The New Patriotic Party has a sitting MP there, which sitting MP has been Minister for Defense for the past 7 years in the Akufo-Addo administration, the Honorable Dominic Nitiwul. He had a challenger, but that challenger has been disqualified. Mohammed Aminu Alabira is our correspondent in the northern region with focus on the eastern corridor side of things where Bimbilla is located. You're welcome to Citiuation Room. Aminu, I think I can talk to Aminu from here. Malamin, so we are just receiving the news overnight that Honorable Dominic Nitiwul is going to run unopposed. And this is because the gentleman who was going against him has been disqualified. Before you tell me about the disqualification, there's been a back and forth over the past few weeks about whether this Alhaji Zaruk man should go or not. What has been happening in relation to that?
Thank you, Madam. Bimbilla constituency, as you stated in your intro, is one of the places in the northern region here where we have had an incumbent MP who doubles as the defense minister for the party. Yes, over the past week, what has been happening in the constituency here is that initially, when NPP opens nomination for the parliamentary primaries, there were rumors that if anybody comes to pick the nomination forms, they were going to be denied. So Alhaji Zaruk, a businessman in Tamale, or in the northern region here, he owns the Global College in Tamale, where a lot of students from the north here attend. He came and then decided to go and pick the forms. He went on Friday in the evening to pick the forms, and he was given the forms. No, there was no challenge as to whether he should be given or not. When he went, the party chairman and the secretary were there waiting for him. They came and he picked the form. So the following morning, he came to present the form. That was where the challenge started, because the party chairman and the secretary, they said they were not around and that they were not pre-informed that he was coming to submit the form the following day. So they didn't want to come and receive the form. Talks went on, and finally the chairman came together with the former chairman and the research officer. They were there to pick the form. So they picked the form, and it was the former chairman who went through the process, the form, and they were satisfied with the form, and they took it from him. So to him, he has successfully submitted his form. Only for the party to release names of what's the name aspirants who will be going for the primaries. It was there the situation went west, because his name was dropped at the regional level. And when they were asked, they said the regional level did not submit his name to the national level. Hence, his name was not part of the list that came for vetting. So that got some youth in the constituency here angered. So they went, and there was some disruption at the constituency party office there. It took the intervention of the general secretary, that is Justice Kodia, who intervened and asked that Alhaji Zaruk should be invited for the vetting. He went to the vetting, and there too, there were things were not right, because according to reports there, I was not in Tamale. So according to my colleagues who were there, because media were not allowed to go in for the vetting when candidates were being vetted. There were no media in the vetting room. But in this particular one, when Alhaji Zaruk was invited, media was invited to the room to see all what was happening. So according to my colleagues there Alhaji Zaruk agreed or accepted that he actually did not sign the portion that is the form B of the forms. But he later also came outside to say no, he did sign. What happened was that some party elders came to meet him before he came into the committee and told him that this was the agreement or the arrangements they already had with Chairman Samba, and so there was no need for him to come and say anything there. He should just come and accept whatever is put before him. He should come and accept it. That was what happened. The the thing went and he made an appeal to the national level. And that appeal, the ruling was made yesterday. And it was that Alhaji Zaruk has been disqualified, paving way for the incumbent MP, Honorable Dominic Nitiwul, to go unopposed. Madam Sanda, so basically this was what was happening in the constituency.
So his only crime, or his main crime, is that he did not complete his forms. That is the reason. That's the reason he was disqualified.
Yes, Madam Sanda, that he did not sign the form B, which is basically an undertaking that if maybe he loses, he goes for the contest and loses the election, he cannot go for independence. If he does, the party has the right to take him to court. That was the only, his only crime for the disqualification.
Interesting. But how has he been reacting or responding to this disqualification, or his supporters at least? How have they been responding or reacting since the General Secretary issued that statement last night?
Yes, the announcement came late last night, so many people by then had gone home to sleep. Even myself, it was this morning Citi news that I heard he was disqualified. And when I came out this morning, actually many people were not happy. People, youth in particular, have expressed their disappointment, their dismay about the whole thing, and they vow to actually teach the party or the neck and the candidate election come December 7th. This is what I am speaking from the youth.
But he's not in the constituency now, based on the information you have.
Alhaji Zaruk is not in Bimbilla now. He is currently in Tamal, but my interactions with him, he says tomorrow around this time, he will be coming to town. And the youth are planning to actually welcome him to Bimbilla town tomorrow.
How big a deal is Alhaji Zaruk? How big a threat is he to the defense minister?
Yes, thank you, madam. Alhaji Zaruk is actually a big deal to Honorable Nitiwul, because Madam Sanda, you know Bimbilla. I know you visited Bimbilla. If you ask Honorable Nitiwul currently to point at one single thing that he has done for the constituency, Master, I am sorry, Honorable Nitiwul cannot point. Honorable Nitiwul has started. So according to the youth, they say.
So this what his critics and opponents are saying, that he has nothing to his name in the constituency.
Yes, please.
Interesting.
Yes, please.
Okay, let's talk about the history of the constituency. When did he become MP? Before him, who was there?
Thank you, madam. The Bimbilla constituency started in 1992. Or the current the republic we have started in 1992, and it was Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers who was the first MP for Bimbilla constituency. He was there from 1992 to from 1992 to 96. 96, Dr. Chambers lost to PNC candidate Dr. Mpambe. Mpambe won 1996 to 2000. 2000, Dr. Chambers came back again, but luckily he had an appointment to ECOWAS in 2002. So in 2002, there was by-election, and that was the first time Nitiwul came. Nitiwul by then was around 25 years then. So he came 2002, 2004. He lost the general election to Ibn Abbas, Mohammed Ibn Abbas. Mohammed Ibn Abbas won 2005 election to 2008. So it was 2008 that Nitiwul came back. By then, he came back and he was contested for the primaries by the sitting DCE for then, who was Mr. Honorable Salif Said. That is the former Northern Regional Minister. He contested him in 2005 for the primaries. But luckily, Nitiwul won that primaries. And since then, it was only in 2005 that Nitiwul had a contender in the primaries. The rest, he has been going unopposed till date. It was only this time round that Alhaji Zaruk has come out to contest him.
Very well. Thank you so much. Mohammed Aminu Alabira is our correspondent in Northern Region, specifically based in Bimbilla, which is the Eastern Corridor side of the region, where He's telling us the situation with the Honorable Dominic Nitiwul. So, I mean, I foresee people, you know, protesting these things, maybe going independent, or because the party has said, do not go independent when you lose, nobody will do that.
The party said presidential candidates shouldn't go independent, but Alan Chamatin went independent. And so even though they are normally asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement or a caveat, as Aminu reported, it was for all the aspirants that if you want to contest and you lose, you do not go as an independent candidate. The party is trying to protect a lot of the things that happened in the 2008 election. If you remember, there are a lot of misgivings. The same time, the NPP was in power, similarly, and then they were trying to also break the 8 then. And so there were a lot of disagreements when it came to the parliamentary primaries in constituencies with sitting members of parliament. I've always said that the NPP always has a challenge in primaries where they have sitting members of parliament. And in every election, if a party wants to lose, it starts from the constituency level and it starts from the primaries. I'm sure the party wants to avoid some of these mistakes in the past so it can win more seats and win the election of 2024. And so you are made to sign an agreement that you may not want to go independent in the event that you lose. So that's a similar situation that's going to happen. But then in this particular one, I don't see a lot of independent candidates coming out of the NPP in this primaries.